It's a policy and press hall event, so shouldn't we be talking about the Nord Stream since that's the biggest story of the century? And you guys, you have the executive editor of the New York Times there who came out with a phony story to try and block Seymour Hersh. It's just kind of funny how that happened, did you even acknowledge Seymour Hersh? All of you are executive editors of papers that broke Pentagon, My Lai, Watergate. Is this the same papers or not? Is there anything you've gotten right in the last 20 years, or am I mistaken about that? It's just kind of funny because Iraq, wrong. Syria, wrong. Russiagate, really wrong. Okay, the list goes on and on. While Julian Assange rots in prison, all of you got, fat checks because he's in jail for doing your job. And will you at least say something, either about Nord Stream or Ukraine or the fact that Zelensky brought us to the verge of World War III, and the only reason we knew about that was through leaks? Journalists who are in jail for being critical of this war? God damn it!
Damn! He opened up a can of whoop-ass on the prostitutes, and they absolutely deserved every last second of it. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Rudowski here of wearechange.org, and there is a lot of absolutely weird and crazy stuff to get into today, as of course a lot of the things that we're seeing is just mind-boggling, especially when it comes to Tucker Carlson. We're going to be giving you the latest updates surrounding that, as well as some very weird developments surrounding the Biden administration, their cheat sheets, and the larger entities that they serve, as of course there is a media reckoning happening in this country that even has the likes of Peter Thiel saying, "I've had enough." We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more, all here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast, I don't know who this young gentleman is, but he absolutely deserves a round of applause for actually bringing up serious issues to the corporate media heads of this country, who clearly are not doing us any kind of service. Whoever this man is, I don't know his links, I don't know his YouTube channel. Please let me know down in the comment section below, and we will attribute him, put him in the description. And no matter what his political ideology, it looks like it's different than ours. I don't care. This man deserves his due credit, and I hope you guys subscribe to his channels, to his socials. They are going to be eventually in our description, and we definitely need more of this. This definitely brought me back thinking about the things that we used to do here at We Are Change, which they made almost virtually impossible to do. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll get back into it someday very soon. Oh yeah, Bilderberg's coming up. We usually do that once a year. So yeah, stay tuned for that and a lot of other interesting developments here on this channel. This, as of course, one of the only voices that did talk about the Nord Stream pipeline, did represent an anti-war perspective on the corporate media, was Tucker Carlson, and was recently canned by Fox News for unexplained reasons. And just moments ago, a few hours from now, Tucker Carlson broke his silence and released a 2-minute video on social media, which I think is worth listening to since it kind of hints at what is really going on here. Here's the 2-minute video uncut for you.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization. but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
Now, who are these hysterical and aggressive people in charge? Well, that's a good question. We talk about that a little bit here on this channel. But more importantly, he also said, see you soon. How, in what way, in what parameters? Is it because Fox News has suffered huge, major losses in viewers after ousting their number one anchor on their news network? As the latest reports are coming in that allegedly Fox News lost nearly 50% of all total viewers, nearly 70% of viewers down in key demographics compared to, of course, last week, which leaves many people to ask the question, will Fox News bring Tucker Carlson back? And he is under contract, so that might actually happen. Now, why was he originally canned? Well, that still is a topic of debate. It's a topic of discussion happening right now. Some people are saying it's because Rupert Murdoch didn't like all the spiritual Christianity talk from Tucker Carlson. Some people are saying it was because of the text messages that Tucker Carlson had between some of the employees. Other people are speculating that it's his ex-producer that's suing him. That's reason for this firing. An ex-producer that, by the way, has never met Tucker Carlson in real life. We have our own kind of speculations to what's really going on here, probably more connected to Big Pharma, the military-industrial complex, and the DOJ intelligentsia state with a client list that they desperately don't want any developments on that Tucker Carlson is asking some very serious questions about. I think personally that has a lot more to do, in my own personal opinion, than a lot of this other hearsay, as of course, especially since in the United States, there's a long history of silencing media figures, especially if they're anti-war, and of course dare to question the establishment intelligentsia. And whether it's Phil Donahue, Jesse Ventura, even Cenk Uygur himself, all of these individuals were silenced, censored, and shut down for daring to question the U.S. war machine and specifically the military-industrial complex. All of this as allegedly even Tucker doesn't know why he was canned. All of this as we are still waiting to find out all the details of what actually is happening here. And today, another video that's going pretty viral on social media right now is a prank phone call that happened between the current Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and who he thought was the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, as it looks like, according to some sources, the Fed chairman has actually provided some sensitive information to these pranksters, which, according to government officials, there was no confidential information disclosed, as some people dispute those charges. As, of course, Jerome Powell talked about how there's going to be 2 more upcoming interest rate hikes, followed by a long period of high rates with significant negative effects on the U.S. economy and the U.S. labor market. And it's almost if they're just trying to deliberately destroy the American economy. Oh, wait, they probably are. We talk about that, plus a lot more, all exclusively on LukeUnfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Signing up is quick, it's easy, it's simple, and you get a huge amount of access to not only hundreds of videos for over 10 years on this particular broadcast, videos only made specifically for members, specifically centered around giving you the best information to make the best decisions for yourself. You also get access to a forum where you get to talk to the many amazing members of this platform, interact with each other, find each other, do local meetups, share solutions, and have bigger conversations about being the best versions of ourselves, as well as access to exclusive giveaways, members-only merchandise at cost. You get to enter into the FloridaManTrip.com sweepstakes, and you get access to the meetup that we're doing this Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time in downtown Miami. The address will be released the morning of the meetup this Saturday, all on LukeUnfiltered.com. Click the link. Click the link right now in the description below. Signing up is quick, it's easy, it's very simple, and you will get access to all these amazing offers to you just by simply clicking that button. And I will see you there right after this video with a brand new video that's available for you right now, specifically dealing with RFK Jr. and if he's the real deal. All of this as the National Democratic primary poll results have been coming in, showing that Robert Kennedy Jr. isn't doing that bad compared to, of course, the President of the United States, with virtually very little to almost no fair media coverage of him at all. Polling at 19%, with the President of the United States polling at 62%. As, of course, the President's policies that are essentially pushing forward the Great Reset aren't really that popular. As, of course, he is now setting into play new mortgage rules that will make people with good credit pay more, while people with bad credit pay a lot less. This is, again, his own form of communism that he's enacting on the American people without a vote, without a discussion, just arbitrarily saying, hey, you did good in your life. You actually sacrificed. You actually paid all your bills. You actually are responsible. Well, too bad. You got to be punished, all in the name of equity, so we could have our fair share of communism to go around, and the people who made poor decisions, didn't pay the bills, weren't responsible, get a handout, which essentially is incentivizing more laziness, more incompetence, and more irresponsible behavior. This, as of course many of these Biden policies have been accelerated in mainly Democratic cities that have seen a huge skyrocket of murders, crime, and violence in their cities, as the latest numbers from 2021 are coming in from Memphis, New Orleans, and Richmond, highlighting that they are now the new homicide hotspots of the United States, all run by Democrats, all pushing the same policies supported by a billionaire backing district attorneys that look the other way when it comes to serious crime and then punish people to the full extent of it when, of course, they believe political thoughts and ideas that they don't. And who would have thought? Living like you're in a jail cell, living in places where Target has to have the entire inventory on lockdown 24/7 in order to stop shoplifters isn't a popular policy. Who would have thought? As, of course, the man himself really isn't there, as we're getting the latest photos of him using another cheat sheet with another press conference, open town hall Q&A that has been scripted to the point where Biden literally has the photos, the name, the affiliation, and the exact question that is going to be asked to him with the answers that he's supposed to give. Holy frickin' cow. If there ever was more of a facade, if there ever was more of a fake, I wouldn't believe it myself. And to have the questions beforehand shows you how much of a farce, how much of a con game, how much all of this is scripted, with the corporate media playing a big role in this con against the American people. And this is why, one reason out of many reasons, many people, including Nikki Haley, believe that Joe Biden is so old that he most likely will not survive the next 5 years. And with the way that he's been acting, the way that he's been looking, some of the statements he's been making, that's probably true. Now, Nikki Haley is a staunch neoconservative war hawk, deep state bullfrog of the establishment swamp, as she also just came out recently and suggested that Disney should move to South Carolina, as she's taking a shot at the Democratic governor here in the great state of Florida, calling him sanctimonious once again. Again, all these people are just boomer cringe opportunists that, of course, are acting like little crabs in a pot trying to take each other down. And let's be honest here, no matter how bad the Democrats are, the Republicans are hell-bent at destroying each other, and they're actually doing a really good job at that, to the point where even billionaire Republican mega donor Peter Thiel has said that he is opting out of the 2024 presidential election and that he will not be backing any GOP candidate. This, as of course he previously threw his weight between Donald Trump. This year, he's saying he won't do the same, mainly because of the culture issues that the Republicans are mainly focusing on. All of this is, I think it's fair to say that the Republic is in trouble, and there are a lot of other very important issues, especially when it comes to the economy, which the Republicans have been bad on, especially when it comes to foreign policies, which a lot of the Republicans have been really bad on, especially with a lot of them just being bloodthirsty pro-war hawks. So what will be the solution moving forward? Well, I don't know. You let me know what you think is going to be happening here down in the comment section below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actually watching and sharing these videos, and this is why I love you guys. One more video right now available to you on LukeUnfiltered.com. See you there.